Welcome back, folks, to Tales of Equestria. What episode is this? Episode 21? We're getting towards the end. 3 more episodes, and it's done. It's over. Well, maybe. We'll see. It depends on what happens with these guys and where they decide to go. They've so far have not failed to impress me on where they're going. So I'm just along for the ride. They have complete control over where and what they do. If they want to go home to Equestria, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Yo, Zubat's almost twice.
We're near the end, so let's just call it. We're done.
Yeah, everybody just go home.
The mission's a failure.
Yep, mission failure. Good. So I am your host and DM, Lord Lucan. I am the game master, and yeah. Hunk Papa, tell us a little bit about yourself. What are you doing? What you doing here, man? What you playing? Who you playing?
Hello, I am Hunk Papa, also known as Jesse Zeloff. I am the game master and author, and tonight I'll be playing Buttersquash the...
And there's an image of Buttersquash. He's a sad clown. Very sad. Very sad. We'll try to abuse that a little bit more in this game session. Golden, who are you playing, and what you doing, man? What you doing here?
I am Prince Golden Globe playing Silver Flare, and I've just sort of been chilling. Part-time DM. I play a lot of Pokemon. I just completed Pokemon Gold using just Zubat in combat, which is fun.
Apparently something that
Speaking
can be
of,
achieved.
Zubat is freaking ginormous, and it's terrifying.
Have you seen the realistic-looking Pokemon? Those are scary. Those are really
Zubat
terrifying.
is 2'7".
No, that ain't too big. That's like a flying fox.
Compared to Pidgey being 1 foot.
It's calculating wingspan, not overall body mass.
Have you seen a Zubat? That thing is all wings.
Yeah, they got tails. And a big mouth.
I'm just saying, where would you ride on a Zubat too? It's not, the space body is not big enough for you to hold on.
Where would you ride on a Pidgey?
Pidgeys have talons that can at least carry you in their
Zubat has
talons.
the tails. Just grab the tails. Grab my tail.
Anyways, guys, what happened last time on Tales of Equestria?
Weird things.
Good things.
Alaskan bullworm.
We made friends of a giant gummy worm.
Anything else happened last time?
Butters spaced out for a while. That's about all everybody else.
Yeah, Butters.
Identified an item.
I finally figured out how the mind pendant works.
Yep.
Thank God.
Rolled a 19. Woo! Which is what you need.
Finally got that 19.
Yep. Several game sessions later.
God, like this is what, like 10 games after I got
You
the
got
mind
like
pendant?
12 or 13 back there. Yeah, so
It
it's
was
been about
something
7.
stupid.
Yeah, 7.
It was back with Mind
8.
Cloud.
But it's fine. It's fine. You know,
Is my computer about to crash again?
it looks like it. You currently are stuck.
Oh God. Oh, it might just be Chrome. It's gonna be my computer. My computer's gonna crash.
I'll go ahead and just exit out, and hopefully mine won't. Mine crashes every so often. Anything else to relay to the audience of what happened last time?
I think it's better my entire computer crashing again. Why does this always happen?
Forgive us, guys, for some technical errors.
Butters learned a bunch of stuff, but no one else seems to know that since he is still drooling, apparently.
Yeah, I might not be able to use my computer. I'm not sure. It's being very fucky. You might have to use me for my stuff.
Okay. Just try restarting it.
I don't know. I cannot click anything.
Yep. Sounds like a crash. So we left Butters off, right? And
What's funny is people are still moving for me.
That's
The
weird.
only thing that works on this screen is just you and Hunk Papa.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just frozen in this pose of shock.
Let me try refreshing.
No, it's me. Like, I got the spinny wheel of death on my mouse.
Okay.
I'm about to blue screen. I'm just gonna shut it off.
All right. Just go ahead and restart, and we'll continue on with Hunk Papa's scene with Misty, all right? So
yeah, just give Hunk access to my sheet, I guess.
We'll set up the scene.
Do my things in case my computer just sort of fucks me over.
We'll set up the scene where Butters is what appears to be in another world, another side dimension, in which he is surrounded by what appears to be like celestial falling snow. If you guys remember or recall Princess Twilight, when she ascends to Alicorn Hood, she meets with Princess Celestia. Also, Scootaloo, Sugarbell, and is it Apple? Not Applejack. What's her name? Sweetie Belle.
Lost on.
Well, the Cutie Mark Crusaders meet who is it?
Apple Bloom?
Princess Luna in the dreamscape, right? The dream world. This is a reminisce of that, right? A callback to the show. Except it's very much different in the sense of like it's snow instead of stars. And it's very cold and chilly. Hunk Pop, or Butters, was asking a question to Misty, in which she replied that she was dying. And that's where we left off in the previous episode. It's still your show, Butters, and it is a brand new day, a new adventure. Do you have another question to ask her? So they only get one.
Butters has been wondering something for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to ask if either Misty or Fire bakes.
She says, "Of course." I think
Why
she shows
would that
you,
be
right?
your one question? You saw that last time.
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
This is something Butters generally would not. He wouldn't think about that, but that was the first question he had on his mind was who among the two.
So I think she shows you, right?
It's important.
Misty with Fire are in like a kitchen, right? And they're showing like they're mixing these ingredients. And you see what appears to be like this tiny little worm, right? This tiny little worm and this cupcake and this candy corn.
This is the same exact flashback from last episode.
It is, yes. And you see
No,
them
he
sticking it
notices more
into... Right. Well, maybe. Roll me a mind as she's answering it and she's showing me
You're rewatching it.
Yep.
You're just rewatching it, and it's just the same.
Roll me a
You're
mind.
just noticing new things you didn't last time. Friggin' Butters is gonna step out of it. Silver's gonna ask what the questions are. And Butters is gonna tell him. He's gonna be like, "You asked for the knowledge on who bakes after she showed you."
Yeah. So you see them working together, putting
So
their
they
magics and their
both bake.
specialties. Yep. You see Fire adding his fiery magic, right? You see Misty with her ice talents. So you see him baking it, right? Cooking it to the exact amount. And then you see like Misty like swirling around icing and different ingredients. You see them working together, and you see them sticking in the oven, and out pops living candy. But tiny. It's like a normal gummy worm and a normal sized cupcake, and you see them like dancing and moving around and like normal size candy corn, right? Yeah. And they start like dancing and frolicking around. While you're here, you notice like the different images, right? Misty looks a lot younger. Her hair is not flowing, right? She's much more trimmed, right? Much younger than she appears in this dream. And then you see Fire who is a red Pegasus with a gray mane. Right? And they both seem very happy, right? And you see them like frolicking around with their candy creations. I think this is also like where you get a scene where like Fire comes in close and he like tries to kiss Misty, but like she like turns her head slightly and he gives her a kiss on the cheek. She kind of giggles at this, right? And Fire kind of like smiles and then kind of frowns. I think she turns and looks at you, Butters, right? And she says, "Do you have a foal or filly? Do you have children?"
He shakes his head no and frowns.
Have you ever created something that you were so proud of that you loved it?
He thinks for a moment and then he shakes his head yes. He tries to like somehow make up the shape of Equestria of the bush that he's raised, since it was just a little piece of a cupcake in a bush.
Yes. You know what it's like, don't you?
He shakes his head yes.
She like smiles and nods and she says, "Thank you for taking care of him. Or it. My children have become wild and feral."
He asks how many.
I don't know. Not anymore. I think this is like where she's like, "For now, return." And I think she like pats you on your back, and you feel like yourself like starting to warm up, right? And like the image of like Misty and her flowing hair kind of like slowly like fades into like mist of your mind, and I think you return back to your camp, right? The overland map.
Cut to Silver, just Butters. 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 He's fine. just sort of, I've like placed him on the cart. We've kept going.
Yeah. So here's a good question, Butters. Do you tell your friends about your interview with Misty?
He will relay the
I gotta bring the line.
Uh,
He's only supposed to work almost once a week, pretty much. You got the chance to ask 2 in one day, and you asked the question that the previous question had already answered.
He shook his head no. He doesn't remember it being clear before. He just remembers them using their magic, and it was put together. It wasn't explained that they were both bakers. He was very curious as to who was baking. The last vision he saw was just them using their magics and having life.
Yes. So it was like it wasn't very detailed, right? They asked for a detailed version, right? And he saw
Yeah.
it appeared to be them working together, putting their magic together, and creating what appeared to be sentient candy.
And it was important for Butters to know who the bakers were, that they were both bakers. It's common ground. He can relate to them on.
The poor non-baker having no clue about the importance of baking.
Have to take something in order to make something.
So he'll relate that Fire is angry because he loved her, but she didn't love him. Ultimately, he got friend zoned, and that's what started all of this. and that the living candy are their creation.
They're children.
So if we run across the candy corn, we need to save them too.
Wait, does that make Butters like?
Butters will go through and readopt
Butters
these
is
creatures
like
as we go.
Dad. Butters is Yepsum's dad, but Misty is Ipsum's mom. But they both.
Well, he's this
It's very
kind
weird.
of like his stepdad.
Yes,
You're not my real dad.
That thing.
You're not my
Oh my
real
God.
baker.
Low key, that's.
Why do you think he's been so rebellious? Why do you think he's been so rebellious in his teen years?
Those are low key his internal rants.
Yep.
And Episum's a plant. Butters doesn't have anything to do with plants.
You're not.
It's
you're
just
not
how
my
it
ba-
worked
You're just
out.
my botanist. You're not my baker. You're just my botanist.
Butters is now confused as to why Episum loves eating cupcakes, but he's not going to go.
Well, technically, he's no longer a cupcake, right?
Technically, he's a bush. Technically, he's a pie.
He's
Technically, both.
more bush than he is pie.
He's both.
He was bush made in the image of pie.
And then fed sweetness. Very intriguing cast we have here. We have
It's alive!
Used to be-
Alive!
the previously depressed but now just usually irritated Silver Flare. Bacon. A bush pie. A
So,
small band of breezies. And a giant gummy worm.
a giant going word, yes.
What is this group? This is
Who is
even
currently
more
following.
wacky than some.
It's
currently
also
This is
following.
more
I mean,
wacky than some D&D.
being followed by wooden mannequin-looking clown ponies
those
and a
too,
giant
those too.
cannon-faced statue.
While I make poison out of the most chaotic materials to ever exist. How is this even more wild and uncanny and weird than some D&D parties? I don't understand.
Because
Magic.
friendship is magic here.
Duh.
There's no friendship in D&D. It's just magic.
Yeah.
I cast friends to say screw that. No. Oh,
this,
that's what
is, this is what the My Little Pony movie should have been. Should have gone around, gathered up all the critters to fight the Storm King. That's what they should have
Like
done.
the story.
I'm dead serious.
I mean,
I'm
they
dead
had
serious.
allies
Yeah.
that they could have
I mean,
called
that's
upon.
what they did, kind of. They got Casper, they got the hippogriff. The one
I mean,
hippogriff.
those convenient to the movie. They didn't talk to the griffins. They didn't talk to the yaks. They didn't talk to the buffalo.
So something good that does happen is the last episode, which I will not spoil for anybody, but you should watch.
Oh boy.
My Little Pony.
I mean, there was even
I need to
dragons
catch
in the
up on
movie.
that show. I need to catch up on that show. I haven't watched it like season 5.
So
It's
what
over,
time of
it's
day
over,
is it,
it's over.
Lucan?
So let's see here. You guys have already done everything. It's getting towards night, right? You've been traveling.
Done our daily
Yep.
shite.
So it is approaching night. You guys were talking and communicating with Misty, right? I believe you'd done everything. You had identified it, and then you were wanting to
I
test the
identified
item.
it.
Yep.
I identified it, gave it to Butters.
Yep. And then you got
and
the
I watered my plant,
heart.
and I just sort of kept going.
Yep.
I already got the heart a while ago. I nat
So-
20 that one I nat 20 that one like the episode after I got it.
So we need to roll a navigation, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Butters
please roll
will
my
use
navigation,
the
'cause I can't.
telescope for that.
Sure.
No, just use my navigation because I have 2 d20s on that thing.
Oh, shenanigans. Do you need me to roll for you?
Yes, I can't
Okay, all
access roll 20, and I'm not trying to do my phone because my phone sucks.
Okay, interesting.
Roll 20 mobile is bad. It should feel bad.
Navigation. You rolled a 5. It is fine. You find a decent, well, it's a swamp. So where do you guys go? Tell me, where do you find a nice overlook or large tree that's knocked
Well,
over?
I guess the question is Butters trying to go to Cake Town? Like, we keep going south for some reason.
Well, it's nighttime.
Well, he's
Trying to
just
look at the
asking
town
where do we
viewpoint.
sleep. He's
Yeah.
asking you where do we sleep for the night.
Yeah, but I need to choose which direction we're going.
We're not going a direction.
It's currently nighttime.
And
you
It's
guys are
night
succeeding
first
at
to
resting.
sleep. He's asking where
my
we're sleeping.
navigation.
Yes.
Just sort of freaking. I mean, we have a giant worm. We just sort of sleep on the worm.
That makes sense. The worm is nice and soft, and yeah, nothing's going to mess with
Nice
this
and
giant
soft
worm.
and squishy. And we've dried him out so he's not sticky.
The reputation of the
Dried him out slightly.
lindworm is known throughout the
As our
island.
living bed.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense.
This poor kid is so confused.
Daytime approaches. What do you guys do? Where are you guys heading?
Navigation.
We are heading south, looking for kids.
Excellent.
Okay.
Go ahead and place yourself, Honk Papa. I believe you have access.
And roll my navigation.
I will.
This is like that weird point where I had to keep not having base cam on, huh?
Rolled a 15. Yes,
Hey,
excellent.
you have a decent day. Not great, not bad, just decent.
You make good progress through the murky swamp. Despite the worm being cleared and everything else, it is still a swamp. Geographically, it hasn't changed. You notice in the distance. I'll have everyone roll mind. I'll go ahead and roll for you.
So, like, are we just planning on taking the worm to see the rubble of his own home? Like, I don't see the plan of going to Cake Town.
Yes.
Airsaw and Cake
Everyone
Town are both out of
succeeds.
commission.
In the distance, you see the rubble of what
Rubble.
was Cake Town.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
expected.
ping it. It is here.
Silver just kind of looks at that and just... That's about what I expected.
You all succeeded in this, and you guys know it will take 3 days to get there. It's right there. Yep. You can see it currently in
Okay.
ruins. The lindworm, right? Says that's where I grew up. That's where we were birthed. I think this is where Epsibub comes, or Epscup comes in, right? He's like flying overhead and lands on his sibling's giant, massive head, right? And like nods in agreement.
It's like a hat.
Yep.
He's a little hat.
Like one of those
Very-
twirly hats, right? One of those twirly hats. So you got this giant worm with a little
Troublemaker.
twirly hat. Yep.
Oh my god, he's a little 5-year-old kid still.
Yep. A little propeller.
The boy frozen in time. God, why are we turning this into Spy Kids? What is this? No.
What are you guys doing today? You guys, it's a normal day, so are you guys going to go out and gather stuff? Or are you going to what? What are you guys going to do?
Butters is going to work on getting his ponies ready for battle.
Excellent.
For the
So you're spinning
confrontation
charges?
with...
That sounds
Yeah.
good.
Yes, yeah.
Excellent.
Let's see.
Oh, the easier.
Can you
get
list
wrecked.
off what potions I have so I know what I don't have?
Sure. Ba-bum-ba-ba-bum-bum. Currently in your inventory, you have 425 bits, telescope, pony bomb, pony kit,
Oh no, I
alchemist.
get the telescope out of there. I gave that to Butters.
Okay. I'll just put Butters.
That reminds me, Butters, you should make something with a minigun. I have all these bits.
Alchemist golden lamp, turquoise dragon symbol of Misty's heart, kite, 4 pounds of iron ore, 2 honeysuckles, 1 poison joke plant, 9 days, 4 potions of glibness, 6 vials of gummy linworm slime.
So I just have the glibness potions.
You have 4
That's
of
my only
those.
potions.
That's correct.
Okay. That's gonna be nifty. Right.
Would you like to make something else?
I'm thinking of what to make. The issue with an infinite alchemy system is I don't know what I want to do. I could
Have you
try something
identified your items, by the way?
I've had the witch.
Something about the dragon emblem wasn't fully identified.
The witch said something about it.
She said she'd give you a hint because you were a terrible kisser. You rolled, what was it, a 6? And I think she...
I think it was like a
14?
nat. I think it was like
Yeah.
a nat 1 to your 14.
Mm-mm. She would have thrown you in the mud if you had... I don't know, what would you would have done? It wouldn't have been good.
It wasn't a failure.
Yeah, it wasn't a crit
It would've been
fail.
It would have been a kiss of death. I'm just out.
She might have drowned you.
So there's
become
that
a-
you could try to identify. And that's
I
Lucan
can
giving you a
identify
hint.
the lamp
What he
or the
wants to
dragon. Let's check the dragon. Why not?
So you're going to roll a mind for the dragon symbol?
Yes. Yes, please.
Excellent. Let's go ahead and roll a mind. I need to roll for you more often. Crits!
You got a crit on the dragon emblem.
Yes.
Okay, roll 20. This is bad.
That's
I'm
what
not
I
going to roll
needed.
for characters anymore.
Friggin' this is what happens whenever my DM rolls for me. I always crit. I don't know how. Because my DMs always roll stupid high. So whenever my DM takes control, I roll stupid high.
There we go. Copy.
I don't know why this happens, but it does.
Edit, paste. You cannot see it. Would you like me to read it out loud to you?
Yes, please.
Your inventory has been updated in regards to this. On DC 15 mind check, which you passed, once per game you may attempt to charm a draconic creature. It's a charm versus charm. Success, the draconic creature views you as an ally and close friends. Fail, the creature becomes hostile and is focused their rage and anger. On an 18, you get an upgrade dice when attempting to charm dragon-like creatures. On a DC 20, draconic creatures
God.
get a downgraded dice against the item's effect.
Please.
So you have an
Lucan,
upgrade charm.
Make the spirit person
it's-
a dragon.
And it nerfs them. Yep.
Out of game, I'm pretty sure I know what the spirit is, but I'm not going to say.
'Cause we had
Lucan's
a weird...
been dropping hints. I think I know what we're running into.
Oh, I'm going to be... I'm so happy that you think you know what's going to happen. Because I guarantee you that's not what it is. But there is a big hint there. There's definitely a big hint. You might encounter a draconic creature, which I've spoke of earlier.
Thank God for the nat 20.
Yeah, you got you.
Jesus.
That one
And
actually took 20.
something about drakes being territorial regents for 5.
Yeah, that seems like something we encounter. So
Hint, hint, nudge,
now
nudge,
that
poke,
we've
poke.
seen the cake towns in rubble, what is the game plan?
We're going to keep going forward.
Okay.
Okay, it is
Butters is interested. He has a plan for going
a night approaches. What are you guys doing?
sleeping.
Excellent.
Sleep and roll my navigation.
Silver Flare, we're going to roll your navigation. Boop, boop.
I don't really
No
have
crit.
a clever
No
pun for the. I have a clever pun for the
Night passes by
nighttime
uneventfully.
navigation.
Unfortunately. Yeah. Oh, it's a new day. What do you guys do? Go ahead and place yourself, Butters.
Butters would like to make armor for Fiddleneck and Jangle and Pastel Gigante. is going to increase their armor. So create heavy barding for them, the equivalent of metal.
Do you have the resources for this?
I have iron.
That is true.
He has wool, he has spider silk, and he
We have a lot of wool,
has
a lot of silk, a lot of
plenty of wood that he has harvested, and he has rubber as well.
Excellent.
So you can make like
So tell me about this
really
armor. Yep.
heavily studded leather, studded wood.
So are you making
I'm about
light
to
armor?
hop back in.
Light barding? I think it's
making
like
heavy.
first barding,
Making
right?
heavy.
They
Making
only
heavy.
take a downgrade on certain items. Now, a reminder, you can only make one suit per day, right? So you have to spend one day to make the suit of armor for one creature, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So if your goal is to make it for, say, like your melee one, you want to definitely put it into melee, right?
Yeah, we're going to do it for Fiddleneck. It's going to be, we also have the potion of stickiness that gets really hard. So he's going to be creating fire-resistant layers into the armor. And he's going to be reinforcing them with the fire-resistant spider silk that he has.
Oh, you're
And
laminating
coating
it.
Yes, he's laminating
Okay.
it
All right. All right.
to make it heavier armor.
Cool. Cool. I like that.
And of course, he's going to be taking some of the berries and things that he has and making it brightly colored, so it is clown armor.
It's clown. Party armor. Party
Party
armor.
armor.
Yep. Is it heavy party armor?
Heavy party
armor for Fiddleneck.
It's heavy party armor.
That's
What makes it
awesome.
party armor? What makes it? Does it have like little
Colors.
streamers on it? What is it that makes it?
It
the
has
party
streamers for tassels hanging off of it. It's
Wherever
got
there's leather, we instead have freaking streamers.
little spikes on it that are rubber. When you touch them, they squeak. So if he runs into anybody, they're just going to squeak as he get hit by him.
Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. Are they nose? Are they like clown noses? Right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right.
I'm back online, but I already have the spinny wheel of death. Oh, I'm good, I think.
All right, Silver. What are you doing as Butters makes his party armor? What are you doing?
I'm attempting to get roll 20 to work.
Okay. I believe you have another item you can attempt to identify since my dice are on fire.
It was the lamp, but I don't really have oil to try anything with.
There was
thing with-
something
I
else,
remember
I
hearing-
think, in your inventory
Yeah.
besides
I
the
heard
lamp.
something about the lamp having something happen if oil's put inside there. But I don't have oil, so.
We are in a swamp. Might be able to find some.
I can search around.
That is
I'm
true.
gonna see if I have anything to investigate. I have the lamp, dragon symbol, heart symbol, the slime. I don't think the slime will do much. I just kind of wanted to. So I can either search for oil or just see to identify the lamp. Either way would be a mind roll, but the oil will be more effective and quicker.
Sure.
I'm gonna look for oil.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a navigation. Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a navigation.
General mine.
20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. I want you to succeed. So
Roll
good.
20, please.
Yeah, succeed.
Did I not roll my nighttime navigation?
I already rolled it for you. It was the 17.
Did I roll my daytime navigation?
No, not yet.
Day navigation, I thought, was
Oh,
rolled.
my mind roll is a thin number to 3, and I got a 15 for navigation. Damn.
Okay, so what's for what?
The mind roll was looking for oil. The navigation I got was a 15.
Okay, so there's no oil around here, right?
I didn't think so.
And then your daytime navigation. Yeah. Place yourself. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Nighttime approaches. What do you guys do?
Night navigation and sleep. Oh,
Butters.
6.
Is that a 1?
6 and a nat 1. Very tiny numbers.
Oh, that's
Don't
fine.
scare me like this.
Yeah, 6. It's fine. Fine.
Very small numbers. Don't scare me.
Okay,
like
no,
this game.
never mind. Butters isn't gonna do anything. He's gonna sleep.
Okay. Day approaches. You guys can clearly see what appears to be the ruins of Cake Town.
Okay, 13 on my navigation,
Yep, go ahead and place yourself.
and I'm gonna look for more oil.
Sure.
That's a nat 1. Yeah,
Excellent.
Natural 1.
Excellent. Excellent. So, you guys are walking into Cake Town, right? But before you guys get there, there's an encounter just outside the area. Oh, this is the swamp. This is the swamp biodome. Oh my goodness gracious.
We gonna die.
Maybe. Okay. Silver, I need you to roll. Oh, he looks different now. Need you to roll me a die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A die 7. Go ahead and place yourselves right here. And where's the worm?
I'm alive.
A 1? Oh my goodness gracious. A 1? Okay, wow. That makes perfect sense. Oh, that makes perfect sense. Give me a second here, guys. I need to read up a little bit about this creature.
Do we run into the worm?
The irony of this
Again?
has no bounds.
Oil
Yeah.
monster.
Okay, let me see here. It would be a D20. Okay. Yep.
Oh, there's two of me. I gotta get rid of that second mate. Oh.
Yeah, okay. Okay,
God.
everybody roll me
Oh,
mind. You
Lord.
have to beat a 13.
Okay.
Oh no,
Oh,
Butters!
Screw you, game.
Oh, okay, alright.
Screw you too, game.
Wow.
A 12.
Something's gonna get shot in the face. By a
I
face.
love. What
No,
is this?
this is for you guys to notice its approach.
I love the worm. Great.
So guys, what eats worms?
Oh crud! We have a bird.
It's a rock. It's a rock.
It's a rock.
Dang it.
The
There it
irony.
is.
I couldn't make this stuff up. This is hilarious. This is amazing.
That's great.
So
I thought it was gonna be some kind of oil monster. You looking for oil? Well, you found it. Now burn.
So the audience and the audience gets to see a big juicy worm in the middle of a field. What do you think a giant rock's going to do? Not only that, it's brightly techno-colored, right? It makes perfect sense. Butters, tell me how you're riding on the worm as the rock attacks.
Oh no!
He's
Your positioning
on the
is terrible.
top near the head
Yep.
because he's looking through the telescope at Cake Town. Doesn't even notice anything.
Yeah. So
No, I think I'm the one on the worm because Butters is on Penelope. Butters is riding Penelope around.
So let me be clear here. The rock sees this big, juicy, multicolored worm, right? It comes from the north, right? It comes from the north. And Pastel sees it and calls out.
No, fire.
Right? And it warns everybody. And that's when we all roll
just
into
fires out air.
Yep, rolls initiative. Only Pastel can react What does Pastel? He can only do one thing. What does he do?
Shoot the chaos.
Pastel
I gotta get myself to
is
his feet.
going to do his thing, and he's going to fire some of our glue at the rock.
Excellent.
Oh no, that poor rock.
Right.
I got a rock.
And I'm going to go ahead and use a token of friendship to make that auto succeed.
You're going to spend 3?
I'm spending 3.
Awesome. Okay.
Headshot.
Headshot. Tell me, and then you need to. Okay. Are you attempting to damage the rock? What is your intention here? What is your
Damage the
intention?
rock,
just-
make it fall.
Yes, ground it. Because it dries very quickly and it gets kind of gummy, so it should just start falling out of the air.
Okay.
in front of
into
us.
The wings.
Excellent.
Oh, the poor
So
wings.
to be clear, it was heading
Poor bird.
towards you, right? It was dive bombing you. Right? It was going for the worm. Pastel
And now
just
its
like
wings
turns and shoots. Shoots his
I
cannon.
think its wings just got glued to his body.
I mean, that can
diving.
happen too. That can happen too.
It's diving.
Right. Is that Butter's intentions? You want it to crash?
It
Is
can
that
now
what
no
you're trying to
longer
do?
fly. It's,
Yep.
it's stuck.
Excellent.
The wings are
This is-
stuck to its
It's
body.
Pastel. Pastel was in full defense mode. He sees a flying glue and just drop like a rock.
Everybody roll initiative.
I got an 8.
Excellent. It takes 3 points of damage. Yeah. As it crashes. 3 stam.
Oh, damn, Fiddleneck. Fiddleneck going fast.
Here. Butters, did you roll a 1? Again?
He really doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, he's just like, wee! Cool worm! Awesome!
The worm keeps bobbing, so he's trying to keep his telescope steady. It's not working.
He's a die 10 now. Okay. This worm is a d6. It's a 6. Butter's got a 1.
Poor Butters.
Silver,
I got
what'd you
an
get?
8. I got an 8.
8. There we go. Oh god, you're tied with it.
And he's kind of prone and stuck and glued. This is going to be fun for him.
Oh yeah. It doesn't take much for a rock.
The only thing that was a trouble for us
Fiddleneck. Where's
was
Fiddleneck?
flying. That was really only a trouble
There's Fiddleneck.
for probably Butters himself. 'Cause I can fly and we have a cannon.
Fiddleneck. There we go.
God, both Butters and Pastel rolled a 1.
18. Excellent. Jangle.
Well, you know, Pastel has to reload.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense too. Just like
He reacted first, and so now
He
he's
did,
gotta
yes. He
reload it.
noticed it,
Yeah.
right? He critted. He saw it coming in. So he got to react. And let me ask a question. Is the tasty little flying morsel getting involved?
Episode, no.
Okay. All right.
The episode would not be involved in
I
this.
assume he's going to hide in the wagon, right?
actually
not
with,
going
with
beyond.
him now on the ground, the episode flying away is actually not that bad an argument.
Fiddleneck,
Flying and being
you're up first. What do you do, Fiddleneck? The rock crashes into the swamp. But, the swamp's big mushy, right? And it lands into it with a big splash, right?
Disgust tang.
What does Fiddleneck do?
Philneck runs up and kicks a rock into the rock.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll it.
You were just waiting for that pun the whole time, weren't you?
Okay. He launches a rock at, right? But the splash of water, right, overtakes him, right? It's just like, ah! And he's wood, right? So he floats up.
Archeops
floats
used
down.
muddy water. Archeops used muddy water. It's not very effective.
Silver, what do you do, Silver?
I am very startled boy.
Yep. You see your
That was the
ancestor,
thing.
distant ancestor, in the crash land before you.
What? What the fuck? The silver just...
A bird!
He's
It's
just
a
like,
big
"Shh."
bird!
he just like as he sees this gigantic splash, he just automatically just on instinct just shoots up like 20 feet. Just pew!
Excellent.
Up I go. Oh, it's well. I look down at Pastel like good shot. That
What you gonna do, Silver?
I'll fly over and just sort of I'm just looking at it and I'm just like sort of confused and
It's confused too because it is covered in what appears to be glue. It looks just as confused as you are.
do we fight it? What do we do? Do we just leave it? Do we let it go? What? Butters, get your face out of the telescope. There's a thing.
I think he's like cuddling with the worm, right? I think he's licking the worm right now, right? He's not paying attention at all with that natural one.
Am I able to hold action? I think I've asked this before.
Yes, you may.
Screw it.
Sure.
I'm going to hold action to, if it breaks free, chuck a berry down his beak. Chuck a berry down his throat.
Okay. Well, it simply just walks over and attempts to bite the giant worm, which it got its attention. So it makes perfect sense. So first thing is a bite.
That one.
And
We're
then
good. I think
claw. Okay.
2 ones?
So
have the worm counterattack.
So yeah, that is true. The worm does counterattack. You notice that without its teeth, without its craggy teeth or its spiked tail, right? It doesn't have as a powerful attack. Yes, the worm lashes out, right? Surprised that the rock would
They
attack
just
it,
kiss.
and whacks it.
Like that was against the beak
with its
attack
gummy.
too.
Yep.
Now kiss.
Here it is now the Lindworm's turn. He attacks back. And rock. Oof. Okay. So the worm, right? Without its armor that it currently had, that you guys washed off.
I should have just thrown the berry.
Could have done that. Oh, so
I very much should have just thrown the berry.
you know its intentions, right, Silver? Are you doing anything? It's attempting to eat the gummy worm.
It's very hungry.
Yes.
I'm just gonna hold up a berry. I have a snack.
Yeah. Are you trying to get its attention?
Can I chuck the berry?
Are you attacking it?
I'm planning on attacking it with the berry.
Excellent. Go ahead and make an attack.
Would I be able to use my talents and just like...
Sure.
like
You're throwing
flick
it
the
at it,
berry.
right? Yeah, you're throwing it
Thank
at
God. Because my body is not that good.
it. Okay.
Oh, crud. Oh,
Oh, what are you talking about?
Yes!
It's an 18. Okay, you see here.
I chuck a berry, does his throat.
Go ahead and roll me a D100. You see what happens to the rock. As the berry goes down its throat, right?
Is a 14.
Okay, 14.
About to heal. It's about to heal, I swear to God. I'm about to heal this thing, god dang it.
You should really look for some actual poison berries instead of
I
this
really should.
fake poison.
Well. Okay. Uh, 30 feet. Safe. Okay.
I'm about to explode.
Starting with at the top. So the worm takes a 1d10. Okay. So suddenly the rock turns into a phoenix as it bursts into flames, and everything within 30 feet of the creature takes 1d10 fire damage.
This is
Okay.
why you don't play with random poison.
Right
So
side.
the first person takes 4 points.
It's in water.
Yeah. Let's just go down the line. Butters.
It just get put out?
It's just one burst. It looks like. Butters, you take 2.
You're in the fire resistance. You would like take half.
So you take half.
We're
yes.
all in like fire resistance stuff.
Jangle. Yep. Takes 2.
So that's. Oh, the worm would take the full 4. Damn it. I don't have any fire resistance for the worm.
Pastel. Take 4.
Pastel takes 2 because of fire resistance.
Fiddle. Take 2. Golden. Take 3. All right, so it's all below average. Is there anything else? Am I missing anybody? I don't think I'm missing.
That was not what I expected, but at least
the breezies are inside their house.
Water. It's a phoenix in water, so it can't be that much more difficult.
He ignites. Briefly as quickly as it ends, and
that was a thing.
Just okay. Anything else? Silver.
What the hell?
This is just.
Well, on the bright side, I don't think the body, like for attacks of a phoenix, is going to be as good as a rock's. So its stats might have been downgraded for me, like becoming a smaller.
One was a natural creature, and this is now a legendary magical.
It's not a phoenix. To be clear, it just bursts once, right? It just turns into a phoenix, right? And then it just becomes normal again, right?
Oh,
so it's just a... And then it comes sweeping back in, right? So the poison joke did its thing, right? It was kind of funny.
Wait, does the thing just explode?
It is still a rock.
Phoenix and explode?
It does not explode. It takes none of this damage. It just says 30 feet from the creature.
Okay,
Takes damage. Each creature within 30 feet takes 1d10 fire damage.
That's fair. Okay.
So it just ignites.
Looking at the...
All right. The worm attacked. It got punished. Jangle, you're up.
Was I anywhere near a detrimental ability with that roll?
Well, I mean, there's lots of things that could have happened.
Was I
That's the
anywhere
thing.
near
It's
any
completely
kind of
random.
detriment with that roll?
50% good, 50% bad.
It's random, man. It's all random. I think you want to roll high. Not necessarily.
Jangle is going to try to
That's cool.
disorient it.
Sure. How are you doing this?
He's going to run by it and blow his horn at it really to try and deafen it.
Excellent. We're trying to distract the creature. 3, 4. Tell me how the tooting of the horn draws the rock's attention from the worm. Which isn't good or bad. He's currently looking at you.
Lilithek was trying to play just loudly, but there was something clogged in his horn, so it just sounded like a bird call. So it got the attention of the wreck.
Yes.
Excellent. Bro, really.
Pastel, you're up, buddy. The rock is currently looking at poor Jangle. He looks like a nice, tasty snack now.
He steps to the side and finds a boulder and kicks the boulder towards the rock.
Excellent.
Falcon.
Excellent. How does this boulder smash into the rock?
So its head is turned, so the rock just smacks it in the side of the face.
Yet
I'll make an owl out of you yet.
Okay.
Oh God, that's quite a finishing blow. Just make the bird just.
Butters, what you gonna do, buddy? This rock is looking at poor.
Make an owl out of you.
He is going to look for Cake Town. He's been trying for a while, and he hasn't really gotten a steady.
You're like on the edge of Cake Town. You're on the edge of it, literally on the edge, where this rock
This is
swoops
so
down.
strong.
Yep. What are you going to do?
That was the crit.
It is. See if it
Does
upgrades.
he Cake Town with a 12 and notice what's going on?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He finally notices. He stops licking the gummy worm. He's like, "Oh wait, there's a giant bird trying to eat my gummy worm."
Bird that just incinerated me. Why did that bird incinerate me?
Well, he was wearing his wool. He didn't really feel anything. Just got really hot under his collar for a minute.
Half damage from that. Do we round up or down?
Down. Always down.
Okay, so I took.
So that's all he's doing. It's on to Fiddleneck then.
Excellent.
It was just like a subtle piece of warmth. Just like, what the heck was that? Oh.
Fiddleneck is going to try to ram the. Try to tackle it.
Excellent. Go ahead. Roll. Ooh. So the rock, right? Big rock just kind of shoves poor Fiddleneck to the side.
And got one up.
Yep. He's still focused on the tooting little horn. That's a tasty little morsel. Silver Flare, you're up.
Okay, let's just use a little reliable. Yeet.
What you doing, buddy? What's old reliable?
Oh, crud.
Those
That
are talons?
was a low ball.
That's our
That was a
talons.
very big
Oh no!
Thank God for the half damage from that fire, because I'd be knocked unconscious by taking full damage.
So I think it just bites you back, right? So you're like, and it like bounces off its beak like a Daffy Duck.
I need to stay away from mouths. Ow.
So you slap the like Daffy Duck, and it goes like, and that's where it just like bites you back, right? You take 20 points of stamina damage as it crits you. It is the rock's turn.
I'm at 2 health.
The rock, seeing the nice, tasty little creature before it, give me a body check as it attempts to pick you up with its 2 talons. 1, 2. It grabs a hold of.
Oh,
It grabs a hold.
I thought you were talking to me.
No. The rock literally picks up poor Jangle with one of its claws, right? But it gets caught with the other one, right? So it's like stuck in the mud with one, but it's got poor Fiddle, who's still tooting his horn, or Jangle. It is now the worm's turn. The worm. What would the worm do? It'll try to bite it. Why not? Try to bite it. Oh, that's a good bite. Shits.
What is this?
Oh my. So the rock, right, takes a big old chunk out of the worm, right? Damn near bites it in half, right? Jangle, you're up next.
Jangle is going to try to kick free.
Okay, and this is against its claw. Still in its vice-like
What
grip.
is it with this rock and one-upping everyone?
Well, that's critting so far. Pastel.
It either crits or one-ups you.
It's about ready to take off here, boys.
Pastel is going to try to tackle it to the ground.
Excellent.
Oh,
You want to try to keep it from flying? Is that your
Yeah.
objective?
I don't think it
Okay.
flew.
Excellent. Tell me how. So it's got one foot stuck in the swamp, right? So it does like Pastel like wrap its hooves around the giant rock.
Well, he
That's like-
runs into it and pushes him down, and then stands over the rack, keeping it from trying to take.
It will have to attempt to break free before it can fly again. Butters, it's got one of your creations in its grip, and the other one, it's kind of like clinging onto it, right?
And I almost got bitten in half. Like, I have 2 health.
Butters, what you gonna do, buddy?
The
You might be
rolls have
flying
been
out
reversed.
with
I'm
2
now
of your
very scared.
creations.
He is going to try, like, in his panic, he's going to run around, trying to, just in the panic, but he's going to slip down the part of the worm and across the mud into the...
Okay. What you
He's
gonna do?
going to, after he starts slipping, try to use his comedic timing, slip just accidentally into the rack.
Okay, sure. Well, that's a good roll.
Very good roll.
Excellent. Tell me how you knock this creature unconscious.
So he just keeps sliding through the mud, and he ends up sliding up the rack's back. And as it turns to attack and defend himself, Butters just slides right past it and runs into its head, and it just kind of falls to the side. And Butters just keeps sliding across the swamp.
Make an owl.
It releases Jangle and falls asleep right in the mud. What do you guys do with the unconscious rock?
Silver just collapses onto Jangle. Jangle's the cannon. Gigante.
Pastel
Just
Gigante.
sort of collapse.
Down onto Gigante, just...
Butters, still panicking, is going to run over and try to pull out the parts of the worm that the rack tried to eat.
Well, it was a big old chunk. It was a crit. Damn near bit the worm in half. Are you crawling down its gullet, Butters? That's what I'm going.
Butters will. He has a determined look. He pushes his hair forward.
Silver will, like, weakly fly down and just sort of...
He acts like he's turning on a head lantern.
Silver just sort of grabs you by the tail. Not the time.
Just to be clear,
Don't
the
go down.
worm is not down, right? It's not down.
Right, but there's a chunk missing, and
There's a big old
fix it.
chunk. Listen.
He needs to find that chunk and fix it. So that's what he's
Sure.
going to do.
Let's see here. What would this be? A mind or a body? That's a good question. As you're going down a creature's throat, you're trying to go down a creature's throat. So this is interesting. Splunking would definitely be first off mine, right? Because you're like psyching yourself up to go down a monster's mouth. Okay, yeah.
Oh, I don't think you
not
have
a
any
problem.
upgrade because you're not using your telescope to hype yourself up.
He is using his telescope to look down the gullet to check where the piece is. He is using the telescope
He
to
finds
find
it.
where he's
He
looking.
finds
This
it.
telescope is Butters' new most important item.
Now I need Butters to give me a body check to retrieve the item. Oh, not a problem.
Yo!
Great, not a problem. Okay, and then roll me a die 4.
4 pounds.
You
of
gain
gummy.
2 chunks of gummy worm.
And before Silver just sort of like, alright, get back here before you get adjusted.
So I think it like grabbed onto the worm, right, and like pulled out strips, 2 strips of the gummy worm, right?
And like Silver just sort of reached in and just get
No,
out.
no, I want this piece. I need this one.
The worm.
What did you say?
So you're trying to repair the worm? Trying to repair the gummy worm? Do you have a chef or cooking skill?
I mean, he's a baker.
Yes, he's going to frantically run over to the worm and start using his baking skills to reattach the pieces.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a cooking skill as you attempt to repair the worm. Yeah, easily do that.
19.
Yeah.
Is that
Tell
just
me
healing
how.
points?
Tell me how you put it. No, it's not healing points. Definitely not healing points. It
I
took
didn't
damage.
think so, but geez.
So it's a gelatin. He knows that gelatins tend to become easily malleable once you give them enough Using his baking skills, he starts heating the pieces of the worm up and gently heating the worm itself up. And he places the
the
pieces
worm's
back on
already
the worm
heated
and
up.
starts smoothing them over like he's frosting a cake and
I mean,
putting the pieces back together onto the.
all fairness, he's already heated up. He took 4 points of fire damage when I blew up the rock.
He was pre
And stomach acid.
Or rather, when the rock
Pre-cooked.
blew us up.
Okay.
So he fuses the pieces back on and he smooths everything back over. He's going to pull out his doctor's uniform from Penelope and his stethoscope, just like he uses for his taking care of his plants, and he's going to check his patient.
Excellent. Excellent.
Meanwhile, Silver's gonna head over and just sort of like wrap a single talon on the Breezy's door and just sort of like turn to the left with this gigantic gash in his side is for the freaking Nat 20 beak attack.
Very much, yep. I need you to roll me a charm. You'll have an upgrade.
2. God dang it.
See the breezies. Oh! Come back tomorrow. We're busy. Our house is on fire. I think they're like putting out the.
I'm gonna start putting out the fire now that I noticed the fire actually. They're just like pointing the fire and it's like, oh
We're putting out the fire. We're busy. Yeah.
shit. I just would like take a bit of mud, just like
So you can try again tonight, right? As you guys get closer to town.
yeah, I'm just gonna keep trying every day because I'm at 2 health and I need healing.
Breezies.
I'm like a bad. I feel like a freaking certain Overwatch character. I need healing.
Need a medic. Medic.
Medic.
Okay.
Save me. Well, that
So
didn't work. I'm going to ponyball myself for 1.
that was the random encounter for oil, I believe. Correct.
All I wanted was oil.
Yeah. Well, you found a bird. You found a giant bird instead.
Thank God for my woolen armor.
Butters, after his
That would've done, like,
patient
no damage
seems
then,
to
actually.
be in good health, he's going to start fixing up the breezies. And he just kind of like shakes off the mud in disgust as he's looking at the repairs that need to be made in his handiwork.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, we're going back over to the land map.
I did my best. I say applying just generous amounts of pony balm to the freaking gigantic wound in my side.
If you get one,
Butters just
oil.
kind of shrugs at Silver as he takes
Ow.
the stethoscope, put the doctor's robe back up, his lab coat back up.
Right, night approaches. What are you guys doing that night? So you guys can literally see the
I'm
rooms.
gonna ask the
right in front of
breezies
you.
for more help,
Sure.
and then I'm gonna go sleep. 4.
Okay. You get healed. 1d20. You get 17 hit points back.
We'll take
17
those.
stamina back.
Thank God, I'm
Since
at
the
20 health
crisis is
again.
over. This is the crisis over. You helped put out the fire.
Okay. I'm not on the edge of dying anymore. Thank God. Nighttime navigation as I go to sleep.
Yep.
I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go bed. I'm no longer dying, so I'm gonna go bed. That's
You're
2
fine.
floors.
You're fine. And by doing anything that night before we move on to the day.
I'm gonna go sleep. Gonna go sleep. Get my health back, and I'm gonna go sleep.
Remember, everybody gets 1 point of stamina back.
Yep, I'm at 21. Navigation. 17.
Excellent. Go ahead and place yourself.
And we're still
Butters is
going
going to
south.
start repairing the ponies, the wooden ponies, as we travel.
Excellent. We'll roll over to Cake Town.
Oh.
Excellent. There we go.
Oh. Oh, oh. Oh no. Oh. Oh. And there's just that one hut.
Everybody put yourselves right here.
Oh, there's two huts. God, that worm just startles and makes me laugh every time.
He's huge. He's a big gummy worm.
Startles me. It startles me every time, and then I see
Big.
the freaking colors, and it just makes me laugh.
You stumble upon what appears to be a desolate village.
Oh. This was worse than I thought it would be.
The fog seems to be thick here. You notice that it smells dank, as if burnt or destroyed. You smell the remnants of char. Old.
That's very strange, since this might have happened over 1,000 years ago.
Very, very old.
Butters starts
Unexpected.
walking towards this first hut.
Excellent.
Computer, please don't do this to me again.
I think everybody needs to roll me a mind.
You might need to roll it for me. My
Notices.
computer froze again.
Okay. Silverflare, you rolled a 1.
There
One
it
of those
is.
20s comes natural ones, buddy. You don't notice anything, Silver. You're like flying around, noticing the devastation and desolation.
Smoke.
Nobody notices anything.
Butters said he was going to the hut.
As you approach the hut, you notice that it is empty. Although you do see the remnants of what used to be a thriving town. All mold covered and devastated. You see what could have been once a pony town.
He starts looking for evidence of a cake shop or a bakery. Some sort of candy shop, maybe.
Sure. Since you're looking for something specific, go ahead and roll me mind. I think that's when you notice it, right? That's when you actually notice. Gummy seems to be tearing up.
Yeah, that's what I expected would happen. Don't know why I brought it here.
Gummy
Yep,
says-
the sub.
Yep. Gummy's just like weeping quietly. And like
Yep,
episodes
his-
like flying around, like right?
Butters goes to give the gummy worm a hug.
Go ahead and roll me a charm. Let's see. Yeah, I can't beat that. I don't know. He can crit, maybe. Nope. Yeah, he can't crit. I think he starts breaking down, right? Like big old gummy tears start coming down his face, and he's like, "It was me. I did it. I did what my father asked me to do. You see, it was me. I destroyed this town."
I got a 5 on the die.
Yeah, you notice it too. No,
Okay.
you don't notice it. Never mind. You don't notice it.
No, the D8 was for the charm. That was the. Oh, Butters. Was
No,
talking.
it was for
Okay.
Butters to roll the charm.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna land and give him a little hug too, because
Yeah, you easily succeed. So we have this group hug, right? You have this giant gummy worm who's crying. He says, "I did it. I did what my father asked me to do. I remember everything."
God, this
now."
guy's a lot bigger on this map than he was on the other one.
This is his true size, by the way. This is his true size.
Like against the rock, he was only like 5 wide. Now he's 7. This is large man.
When
Butters shakes his head and says that Worm was just being a good son.
I'm a terrible son.
Is that the term to use here in this situation?
Good being, good child. There you go. He was being a
Gummy,
good child.
you're the best worm. You're the best gummy worm. He says,
He's saying he's destroyed this entire town. You're a good boy.
the worm says, "It was me. I destroyed this town. I was so
Nope.
angry. I was so angry."
The worm was only doing what its parent had asked. It's bad parenting, not bad children.
It wasn't you. It was what fire made you into.
No. I was angry because mother was sick. And I asked the other ponies for help, but they couldn't do anything.
How was mother sick?
I don't know.
Well, that's something we're gonna have to ask next
Oh,
session.
maybe. Wait a second. Okay, he says,
I'm not saying that out loud. That's just me as a player. Oh well, we have a question for next
I was
session.
like, wait a second. I have to roll first. He says, "My mother's heart was broken."
Yeah.
Hey, I can see you guys again. Thank God.
Welcome back.
I haven't completely broken. I am not shattered.
Your computer might not be, but you clearly
My
are.
computer-
You're broken, but your computer's fine. There we go.
I don't know what's going on.
You see what appears to be a devastated village. It had been destroyed. Not only that, you see burnt marks, charred markings. Clearly, the worm wasn't the only one here.
Yeah. Butters is
This
going
damage
to
is far
send
more recent.
Jangle and Pastel to look for signs of the candy shop
Sure.
while he comforts the worm.
I need them to
Pastel
roll
is
a mind.
small. Yeah, just
No.
go see if anyone's taking up.
Jangle.
residence
Whoop,
here.
whoop. There we go, Jangle.
Oh, Jangle, nice.
Jangle, you make it over to what appears to be some sort of massive shop. This seems to have been the focus of the rage and anger. There's not much here. Anything that had been used or was used was devastated a long time ago. I think we get like a flashback.
Are these buildings
you're not
still
here.
okay? Are these buildings still okay?
They're
They're just
decrepit and
placeholders?
decimated, yes. Whatever
Okay.
used to live here, right, has fled. And you notice, like, maybe somebody tried to rebuild here once. Maybe. But
Is
it was
that what
quickly
these are?
abandoned. Yep.
Jangle lets out a little blow of his party whistle to signal to Butters that he's. Butters looks at the worm and gives him a squeeze as he walks towards.
Silver just kind of looks up at the worm. Do you want to go look, or do you want to stay here?
That's a good question. Says, what do you suggest?
I was leaving it to you. You seem to not like this place, and I don't want to
This is my
push
home.
buttons.
This is where I was born. There's both happy and terrible memories here.
Memories of home are troubling at times, yes.
I want to thank you.
Shit.
Thank you for saving me from that rock.
But I did what I could. It wasn't much, evidently. And I realized it, in fact, did hurt you a little. And working with these berries, some unpredictabilities will happen. That's their whole gimmick.
I've had worse.
I'll...
Much worse.
You've had us.
Is that what you say?
No,
Is that
no,
what you
God,
said?
no.
I was like, what?
No!
Is that what
I
you said?
mean, no. No.
It's
God,
not
no.
what you said.
Jangle and Butters begin to slowly walk through the ruins and start looking for something particular, something that Butters might have seen in his vision that might still be in salvageable condition.
It is not here.
Everything is completely decimated.
Yes.
Everything is gone.
Well, that isn't true. I need everyone to roll me mind one last time.
All right. Don't forget you have your reroll.
Is that a crit? That
Oh,
is a crit.
that works too. That's a crit. I got a 2.
That's not a crit.
Still got a 14. Roll your d20, Butters. You got the crit. 18.
Okay. So Butters, because of your crit, you find what appears to be a decrepit cookbook.
Ooh.
It is currently falling
Meanwhile-
apart and needs to be repaired. But your
Meanwhile,
tinkering skills
Silver
should be
and the
able to
worm
do
are
it.
just-
However, you're going to need to spend all your charges to fix this delicate piece of work.
Unfortunately, that's going to have to wait for next session. But he will be extremely careful with it until he
Yes.
can rest a bit and examine it, figure out how to
AKA
repair it.
Don't give it to me, because I seem to bring destruction wherever I go.
Because of your crit, you're also aware of a missing page. And you know that missing page is the map that you currently possess.
And the cookbook?
Oh, okay.
Weird.
So after it's repaired, Butters might need you to take a look at this. So
Yep. It might be more than a cookbook if the apparently magical map is a page in it.
And I mean, it had the power to make living confections.
That
It's
might have
something
just
very
been
interesting to
Misty. That might have just been Misty and Fire having magic.
I mean, Butters has a kind of magic. After his magic, right?
By
I
the
have a
way,
kind of
to be
magic
clear,
potion.
Misty is an earth pony, and Fire was a Pegasus.
Yep.
It might be a spell book. A cookbook spell book. That's a concept I kind of want to play around with as a character at some point. Now that I think about it.
I mean, you guys have been playing around with this concept for a long ass time now. I've been telling you guys,
Like a D&D
you need to do
character
stuff.
that's
You
just
need
like
to
a wizard chef.
to tell you guys.
Like a wizard chef would be a cool idea.
I
for D&D
mean,
at some point. Might do
Butters is like Misty, except I don't know. I guess now he has Mist traveling him like she did.
You both do.
that. I mean, yeah, we could do that.
Both have
Yeah.
Mist following.
I should have done that in last fight.
Unfortunately, there's nothing that we can do this session, but next session, Butters will, spend 20 charges, build a castle in the form of repairing a book.
Who knows what this book holds? You do notice
I
something
could've just
because
used,
of
like,
that
my
crit.
heart
You
charges
noticed
on that
that
rocks
one of the
attack.
pages was missing, and that was the map. Yep, that you currently possess. You're very lucky, by the way. This is a chance encounter. It required a crit.
Butters is going to carefully move back over.
Meanwhile, Silver is still just like gently hugging and trying very poorly and uncharismatically to try to console the worm.
You've done a fine job, by the way. The worm's like talking to you, right? Is thanking you gratefully for your protection against the rock.
Yeah, I didn't really do really good at protecting them from the
You
rock.
took a hit.
I
Butters
took a hit by trying to hit.
carefully places the book in Penelope, and he tells the breezies to guard the book, try and make sure it doesn't get jostled or harmed.
Sure.
He goes back over to the
Give me
worm.
a second. Give me a second here. I have to look up their mind, see if they notice it. It will require a crit from them as well. Oops, not that one. Not that one. Okay, D12s. 1, 2, 3. Nope, okay. Close, though. Nope.
Almost a crit.
They do as you ask.
He thanks them and walks over to the worm.
While Silver is talking to them, he just hears Butters talking to Breeze and just like, oh, Butters is back. No, it's Butters. It's like.
Well, he sounds like a giant. He's like, blah, blah, blah. It's not the
Exactly.
elegant dialect. I like that.
Oh God.
He
Common.
gives the worm one more hug of encouragement. Not great. He's a little distracted.
I will. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
oh, okay.
I almost died. What was
Would have been
that?
hilarious. That would have been like, what?
That
The
would've
worm
been
is
very
encouraged.
Yeah, like the unexpected way to kill Butters is
But it doesn't
outsharm
appear
him
to
with
have
a
the
D4.
spirit that you once had, right? That fire must have went out.
Butters starts walking towards the north, and he looks to see if the worm is going to. Rather, he invites the worm along to join them.
Roll me a charm. Okay.
It's about to do it again. It's gonna crit.
Jesus Christ. No, that's not going to work.
Okay.
It says, what is your,
I
what is
laughed
your
so hard
plan?
if it did the
What is
triple
your
crit.
goal? I'm not too
he
keen on
just-
leaving my home.
He just says, "Help your mother."
Do you know how? Do you know how to save her?
Butters nods.
We might, yes.
Even the brightest minds.
I will
my father
use
can
one
do it.
use of.
What makes you think you can?
I will use.
Butters
one use.
points to his head and smiles.
You will need more than just your mind.
He flexes his invisible muscles and
You will need
smiles.
more than your muscles.
He pats his chest and smiles.
You need more than your ape action.
He points to the giant worm.
Says, I will follow you.
We have a bit more than just our heads, though that seems to be all I have, and even then I don't use it well. We have each other, sappy though that sounds. And
But how are
I
you going to
feel that-
save my mother?
it could be. And I look at Butters, and I sort of gesture to my necklace, and sort of mouth, do I tell him about...
We make her whole. Help her heart heal.
Okay. I basically just look at Butter and mouth, do we tell her about the pendant thing?
Butter's head is turned and is walking towards the north.
Of course not. Okay.
Do we tell
So he
anything
doesn't-
about anyone? The worm is not aware of how you are going to do it. However, the worm is curious. He will follow you guys on how you're going to cure his mother. Night approaches. What are you guys doing? You guys have thoroughly explored Cake Town. It appears to be devastated.
Night navigation. 7 or 9.
That's fine. Yeah, you guys are fine. The ruins and the worm protects this area. This is his home. I think he digs out a little tunnel, and that's when you guys realize that there's a underground foundation, right? But because of the swamp, it keeps collapsing in on itself.
And then we go to sleep.
Yep.
And navigation.
Daytime approaches. Go ahead and place yourselves. Where are you heading?
I'm not on the map.
Oh, why aren't you on the map? Oh, you guys.
I don't know.
You guys are still in Cake Town. I need to drag your guys' butt over
Yes,
to
we
get to
are.
the overland map.
And I click the navigational, and it's not showing up again, so screw me.
The worm is still curious and asks you the next day how you're going to cure.
Excuse me,
his
game. Game, roll my daytime navigation.
No navigation for you.
Oh, okay. It was an 8. I had
guys
to
are
roll
fine.
it twice, it wasn't loading.
That's fine.
I'm still not on the big map.
Everybody should be on the big map now.
I'm not on the big map. I'm still in a weird freaking forest.
I am on the map.
I have no
You
map.
might be seeing
I have
some
no
lag.
map. I just see trees. I might just be having lag. I'm not sure.
Probably lag.
But we will
Because I had to
start
switch you guys
heading.
over.
We'll start heading northeast toward. Yep.
Go ahead
Connection
and place
interrupted.
yourselves.
Goddamn it.
Yep.
I cannot.
Remember, it's a new day. Everybody gets 1 point of stamina back.
Butters,
Yes,
move
you
me
guys do.
northeast. Move us northeast.
Okay.
Because roll 20.
That's fine. You guys rolled an 8,
Again.
which is fine. What are you guys doing this day? What you doing?
I am done.
Once again, the worm
looking
asks
for
how you're going to
oil.
cure his mother. But other than that, the NPCs that are following you don't say nothing.
Well, I mean, the only one who can say anything is the worm. So,
Breezy's got plenty of stuff to say.
oh well, yeah, they
They're
do.
just flighty. Just flighty and don't know
They're
a
just
lot.
flighty and snarky.
Oh, yeah. I'm worried about their house burning down.
That too.
Uh,
Well, we fixed most of that.
Butters is
Uh,
going to, since a lot of this stuff is magical, Butters is going to see if he can figure out if the large horn ornamentation is magic.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll it.
Oh,
Uh,
that would just be a 10.
Should you just give it to me so I can roll it?
Nope. Butters is gonna do things himself on this one.
Okay.
Okay, Butters.
The magic items need like DC 15, which you can't really get that easy.
You're very confident that this item is not magical.
What do I have? Oh!
It's a 17.
Oh!
There's an
I
8.
think I can.
I've already
I
done
rolled
that,
it
yeah.
twice because it wasn't rolling, but the first one is the one I'm going for. So
Yeah,
that
it's catching up now. Boop, boop, boop. Yep.
all right.
You guys are fine.
And
Poo. Anything else this day? Are you guys doing anything else? Silver, what are you doing?
Screw it. It's gonna work one of these days. I'm
One.
gonna look for oil.
1.
13.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, you do find oil. Go ahead and roll me a die 4.
Okay, I have 3 uses of oil, and I would like to see what happens when one use of oil is placed in my lamp.
Nothing. It's just an oil lamp.
You can turn it on, have some light, be able to see.
It's true too.
If only you had a source of fire.
Well, this was useless. Well, I have iron. We just need to find a flint. I have a lot of metal. I'm just gonna Minecraft this shit.
Are you spending? Let's see here. You've already done that. You've already searched for one. Nighttime approaches. What are you guys doing?
That's about all I can do. I think I've had this freaking poison joke plant growing for 2 weeks. Nice.
Butters sleeps.
Silver sleeps.
I just have a bunch of vines just growing everywhere, but that's sleep. So I'm gonna roll night navigation.
Yep. Go ahead.
14.
Yeah, you guys are fine. Day approaches.
Navigation.
What are you guys doing?
12.
Go ahead and place yourselves.
Gonna heal myself a bit.
What you guys doing?
This was a point extension.
What's Butters doing?
Pointless.
Once again, the worm asks, "How are you going to cure my mom?" How you going to cure my mom? What do you guys tell him?
Butters says
And-
with laughter, and he's gonna wink.
Okay.
Silver's just gonna look at
All
Butters
the
and
best doctors say laughter is great
That's
medicine.
Silver's just gonna look at Butters and make sure he actually sees and just mouth to him. We're not gonna tell him about the necklace, are we?
Butters just kind of shrugs. Starts looking over some schematics.
Okay, moving on.
Everybody's avoiding the question. I love it. Laughter. Laughter is going to cure it.
I don't know. I guess I could try experimenting with this lindworm slime that I still have from
sure,
the
yeah.
fight. Just
What are you
gonna
making
roll
out of it?
alchemy, see what the hell I can make. I'ma see what you can come up with that lindworm slime can do. I'm leaving it up to you
Sure.
what I can make with this
It's
shit.
gelatin, some sort of contaminated gelatin.
15.
You're very confident that you could eat it, right? And you have the strange sensation that you could probably create life with it.
Create what?
Life.
Just like Butters did with Cupcake, living Cupcake.
And your robots are basically just sort of AI-ish.
Yeah,
Like they're
they don't do
robotically
anything
powered.
without Butters' real say, unless they're like on basic
They're
defense mode.
automatons. Yep, they're automatons. They don't have their own will. They don't have their own hearts.
I'm
They don't have their
gonna-
own mind.
Take a couple vials of the slime, walk up to Butters, point at one of the robots and say, I may have an idea.
Butters shakes his head fervently and shakes his hooves in front of his.
Life! I have life! Let's use it!
Clearly saying that is a terrible idea. Don't
What could
True, I
possibly
might
go
end up
wrong?
like the episode.
turning his
Uh.
automatons that are designed to only follow his orders into free-thinking, self-aware beings. What could possibly go wrong? And that are currently more powerful than they are.
Yes. Yes.
What could go wrong?
Oh, please give me the options. Give me taste the options.
But it's just as you're thinking, he's
Frankenstein's
still shaking his
monsters.
head no and waving his hands in front of his
DM
hooves.
shaking
What
his
do you
head
think
yes.
Don't
do with
do it.
these
DM
things?
shaking his head yes.
Well,
Spend
what
all
what
those
do I do with these
charges.
things that you suggest? Any suggestions at all? I
Butters
have no
puts his hoof out.
idea of what to use these for.
Butters puts his hoof out.
I will give you 2 Lindworm slime vials out of my 6.
Butters takes them and he starts digging around in Pastel Higan. You see him start to detach a barrel from Pastel Gigante.
The life cannon. Shoot life at things.
So what are you doing?
I don't know what he's doing.
Are you making an ammunition for it?
Well, he had previously loaded the goo into Pastel, not knowing what it would do because it's just a gelatin. But if Silver says it gives life, he is going to remove that option and store the
That's
Lindworm
fair.
goo in a safe place, probably in his cart with the breezy.
Give the pool life. No. Living pool.
I mean, that
so
book,
how are you storing
that
this,
magical book being sentient, I can't imagine the terrible things that would happen if that were the case.
But
I'm
yeah,
pretty
I still have
sure
my
there's
4
a book
vials
about
and
that.
But Butters has his entire barrel. I just have like 4 vials left of it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but I'm probably gonna do something with them.
The Black Book of Worm Goo.
Looking to create endless
That
life
sounds
and untold
disgusting.
magics. That's how it ends. The book just starts creating armies to defeat fire and take over the nation. Creates a new Storm King. We have to run back and report that we
Oh
made
God!
an evil sentient book
I mean,
coming to take over
it's a
Equestria.
fragile book. It's a fragile book. At that
So it
point,
was
just
just
keep
like
up
an
with
old
fire.
man. Would we just animate an old man book?
I mean, the book's in pretty rough shape. If we animate that, it won't be too bad until you fix it.
Anyways,
When you fix it,
Butters
everything
is
is
going
bad
to
idea.
put it in a safe place. He's going to pat it so that it's not going to break. He's going to take extra caution and care that nothing's going to accidentally become sick.
Okay.
Then he gives a stern look to Silver
The barrel becomes sentient.
and then just shakes his head no at Silver with the
I think this all happened in one swift motion. Just like, so I might have an idea of what to do with this elixir of life making. Nope. He takes 2 vials, takes the thing off Pastel, dumps the vials into Pastel's barrel, just seals the barrel, just slams the barrel, and Penelope just turns back to Silver, shakes his head no. Just in the span of like 10 seconds. And Silver is just like looking between Pastel to Butters to Penelope, back to Pastel. How do you move so fast? What? You move very fast when you're motivated.
he flexes his invisible muscles.
very confused bird sounds. I will put the 4 vials of limworm goo back into my pouch.
Okay, excellent.
I'm just waiting for this barrel to animate.
You still have your action. What are you doing, Silver?
Uh,
All you were doing was looking at the goo.
let's see if I can get the alchemist lamp to do something.
Are you going to identify?
Identify! Nat 20!
Holy crap. This is where the game ends, guys. This is where the game ends.
I got
okay.
all the magic items. I got them. I got like all of them identified. Yay! I finally did.
I don't know whether to be happy or sad.
Now I have
about
oil
this.
inside of it.
You
And now I
got
have
the
oil
required.
too.
You got the requirement.
Oh God!
This is where you rub the lamp, and a genie appears before you.
Oh!
Correction.
Okay.
A panini appears before you.
I just heard panini. It's just a sandwich.
Okay, well, let's see here. Let me scroll you guys over because this is an encounter.
I Oh
Which is a
man!
swamp area. Okay, all right. Give me a second here, guys. Give me a second here.
I
That's
just
done,
straight
that's
up
done, that's
sunk
done.
panini.
So now we need the lamp. The lamp. And then panini.
I just keep hearing panini, and I'm just like, I summoned a sandwich with this lamp.
A ponini.
I know, I know it's a pony.
Excellent. Boom. Bloop, bloop. Come on now. Oh, am I on the right thing? Yep, I'm on the right token.
I think you summoned 2 of them.
I do not see them. Oh, there they are. There they are.
Silver just kind of looks at this and just... Somehow I always knew this would happen. And I still
I mean,
have
you
no idea.
seriously just guessed it, right? When you first got the lamp, you literally guessed and got it correct. Yeah,
But I
it was
didn't
a
roll the right
panini.
mindful.
You needed a natural 20.
I mean, it was a golden lamp.
Give me a
Is
second
it?
here.
Is the panini covered in oil because he just poured oil into it?
There's oil in the... I will empty out the lamp. I'm very sorry.
I'll just do it for me. Oh, there we go. Okay. Interesting. There we go. Give me a second here, guys. I didn't know when this was going to happen, but I have to get all my shit together. So all the shit's now together. I have to go to handouts.
Sounds like we're gonna get some wishes.
1d3 amount of wishes. Let me roll a d3.
We really could end the campaign. You could try and wish for, Misty to be healed and to be complete.
A pony of mystical power arrives before you. Silver Flare. A creature
wish.
of great power appears before you. She has a purple mane, right? And she seems to be very, very powerful. Oh, powerful! And tiny living space. She does the
Trixie, but
entire
purple.
spill, right?
Butters waves.
She waves back as she
This
says,
is kinda...
Great Master! What is your name, Master?
He looks at Silver for a minute, and then he says butter.
Not you, the one that holds the lamp. Do you not know how lamps work? I am
shrugs.
the great and powerful Ponini.
First of all, I dumped the oil out of the lamp. First of all, I'm very sorry about that.
She says, don't worry about it. It was filled with salt water for the longest time.
That's a fair point, but I don't think oil's any better. At least you weren't all doused in oil. I am.
What do you command of me, master?
It did ask your name. Are you going to tell it your name?
Yeah, what is your name?
I am. This isn't gonna backfire at all. I am Silver.
Hello, Master Silver. I think she like turns into like a comic of like I ho Silver. She's like, oh behold, I ho Silver, away! And you see her like ride around.
Butters
just straight
starts
up Robin
laughing at
Williams,
this.
Genie,
Butters
but
smiles
worse.
and laughs at this.
Thank you for getting me
Butters.
out of that terrible position. I was that siren slave for the longest time. Thank you very much for freeing me. I am but your humblest of servants, master. What do you command of me?
I don't know.
As Silver kind of fumbles trying to figure out what he's doing, Butters starts pulling out parts of his joke kit and his party kit, just throwing it out, clearly getting ready to set up a show for the panini.
Butters sings "Friends Like Me" to the genie.
Well, the genie has a good sense of humor, so it's going to be a great audience.
Oh my.
So while Silver is stumbling, you just see the background, Butters like pulling out a rake, pulling out like different like fake chickens, all kinds of things.
She says, yes, of course. And she like actually turns like your chickens to like are walking around in the swamp. So she like snaps and like the chickens are walking around, right? And like things like appear to be going all crazy as magic begins to thing. She like runs up to the worm and she's like, you could be real. And she like snaps her fingers, right? And the worm becomes like an actual worm, right? And she turns to you, Silver, and she's like, oh, do you want to be a real pony? And she turns you into a pony, right?
No thanks.
Butters starts running
Showing
around
her like power.
like he's freaking out, but he's going to start doing
I
a
like
comedy
hands.
act.
Please give those back.
She like turns the worm back into gummy, right? So a gummy worm, and then she
Silver's
snaps
just
her
look-
fingers. And,
So as
Silver's
Butters
just, like,
starts
looking at
running,
her,
chasing
like,
after the chickens, he steps on one, and he just starts sliding through the mud, hit with the rake, and he starts sliding back towards the worm, gets stuck in its stickiness, and starts sliding towards the chickens again.
which are still running around, by the way. The chickens, she hasn't like.
He just like he reaches out to try and grab him at the wrong moment as he slides past.
And you grab them and they go
Meanwhile-
squeaky, squeaky.
But like, Silver's just sort of looking at his hooves and just like,
What do you wish of me, master? Do you wish for my freedom? I could be free from this lamp.
Can I have my talons back? Can I please be normal? Like,
Normal's so
did she chase me back?
boring. She does.
Butters
she just
Chase me
snaps
back.
her
still just
fingers and-
sliding
Little
in the
horse.
background, trying to chase the chickens as he's just sliding through the mud.
I think she
my
like.
horse or
No, you turn back into a griffin. These are all examples of
God.
her power. All examples of her
it's just like
great
me
power.
looking terrified at just a set of hooves and just like they turn back and like, oh, thank God.
Oh, you died on me.
Yep, we'll be back.
Oh.
I think she like nods her head, right? So she refers to like, she like wiggles her nose and nods her head, in references to like the I love Genie, right?
Uh,
What do you command of me, master? You don't need to make a decision now.
Butters
What's a
says,
few more lifetimes?
you should wish to be friends. And for it to be then a free magical friend is magic. He does his hoofs in the air.
You know what would really be magic? My freedom. Then we could really be friends.
that is definitely an idea that I would like to do. Yes, that would be.
Butters stops
many
though, and he stands up
wishes do I
from his
get?
comedy act and he turns his head to the side. Why was she trapped?
What do you mean? Who
Why were
was
you in-
what trapped?
Why were you in this?
This lamp?
Yes.
Is that what you were referring to? I am the great and
Yes.
powerful Ponini. We have laws and contracts. We are ponies, but from another world. Have you ever heard of making a wish foundation? I'm part of that.
God dang it!
Contracts of Poninis, my friend. Poninis
My
have
God.
contracts and servants of
Panini.
great, powerful people.
Dan the Panini Man. That's.
I
Dan
could
the
give you
Panini
riches.
Man. That's my brother.
You have a broken heart? I can fix it. You have some quirks that need to get rid of? I can do that, of course.
Hints. All the hints.
I
You
can
can
give
make
you
Misty
millions
whole.
of bits.
Yes.
I can make you wealthy beyond your mind.
Make Misty
Um,
whole and healed. You can wish
that-
that fire wasn't such a jerk. You could wish that, I mean, you could wish the two to be together, but probably just that fire wasn't a jerk.
how many do I get?
Oh,
I'm
that's
not
an
sure
excellent
this
question. You see, it's very random. It depends on the pony. Or she looks you up and down. Griffin, I guess.
works. Yes.
You look better as a
I
pony.
was a pony
though.
for like 5 seconds.
Butters
she turns
thinks
into a
about it
griffin,
for a
right?
second.
She's
And then
like
he
Someone's
knocks
walking
like
around.
internally.
Like,
So
oh,
is internal mock-locking? Is that racist or?
so muddy. Feel like a filthy earth pony now. I think she digs into Butters too, right?
It's just casual racism. What is this?
Butters kind of shrugs at this as he's covered in mud and has mud dripping off of his hair.
You do realize that the spirit is very mischievous, right? There is
Yes,
a
yes.
way in which, yeah. You've learned all
Careful what
this.
you wish for.
Could go
Yeah.
wrong.
Ah.
But
Be very, very particular in your wording. I know
Oh, yes,
Lucan. I know his
I
kind
know
of
that much.
spells.
I know
Be
that
very
much. Yeah.
particular. Make sure there's no room for him
I'm-
to
Wiggle out of
Frickin'
it.
yeah, no.
or make something misconceive it.
The great and powerful
Yeah, no,
Ponini bows to your command, master. You need but ask and receive.
That's
All the world could be yours. You could become an alicorn. Or, well, you're not into pony stuff, so.
it's not that. It's just don't. I
You
like-
could
I like
become
these-
a tiger or an owl instead of having to be both.
I think that's where she looks at you and says, "That's racist."
Silver just kind of elbows you. What the?
Could be an actual
Butters
pure blood.
kinda shrugs.
Silver's
You're only
Silver's
half
sort
a
of
leech.
Silver's just kind of sitting there, just. I was here to have a good time, and I'm feeling so attacked right now.
I'm having a great
No,
time, she says. I love getting out of the lamp. It takes somebody, though. Always takes
Silver
somebody to get me
looks
out.
at her, and you say you can give anything. You say the amount of time depends on the master. How many times for me?
Oh, I don't know. You'll have to work things out. She smiles at you. To be clear, the DM rolled a number.
Ah. Okay,
Yes.
so my 1 doesn't
Yep.
matter. That's good.
Oh yeah,
No,
you
it's
don't
based
get to
on the
decide.
Yeah,
I
you don't
get to
decide this stuff. Which is good. He rolled high. Just be very careful about what you ask for.
Uh-huh.
Now, to be clear, the
Oh, so
genie
you
is
have,
going to screw you, going to attempt to screw you. So let me be very, very
wait.
clear about this. It will require a mind roll from your character. So no matter how
Oh, yes,
specific
I know
and
how
perfect
they-
you are yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
I, as the DM, are going to try to attempt to screw you over should you fail the DC of the lamp, right? So it's a mind challenge, right, in which your character must must roll, right?
I have to
So
roll a DC
you
12,
might,
yeah.
yep. It's a DC 12 in order to get it, right?
If only I had something like Stout Heart, but for mind rolls. That'd be really useful.
Butters motions to the medallion of the mind.
Yeah, the mind medallion is useful for this. Like, the free reroll is good. But the thing is, it rerolls at a d12, so I have to roll a crit to get my wish.
Yeah. But it's another chance. It's another opportunity. And remember, it only happens once per game session.
And we do have tokens of friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could always just
I
roll
have
3 to make it
crunched
honest.
the numbers. We'll see how this goes, but Butters might be helping you out.
All the power in the universe at your command, Silver. I think she like swirls you around and like makes you like all boldly for like the briefest moment, right?
Very.
What
Do you
is
get
it to let you
dodges from
command,
this?
Master?
Because you're used to controlling your own flight.
Well, not
I'm
this
used
flight.
to controlling my flight. I'm not used to just
That's what
getting
I mean.
heated in the wind.
That's what I mean. Is it starting to make Silver a little nauseous?
Yeah.
So,
Oh no, it doesn't make him nauseous. It makes him
It's
feel
not
powerful.
nauseous. It's just I'm just scared.
What do you command of me, Master? You need not decide right now.
I
I always love
have
coming
no
out
idea
whenever.
right now. I have no idea right now. So, suppose you can stay out or go into the lamp as you please, but I don't.
Is that your wish?
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
You need to
No.
be very careful. Is that your wish? 'Cause it
That's why,
sounds like
that's why I
that's your
asked you.
wish.
It's like, yeah.
It sounds like
that's-
that's your wish. Is for her to
I
be
have
able to come and go
laws.
as she
Yeah.
pleases.
Yeah, is that something that you wish for me to do?
No, I'm basically saying that you're a new temporary companion until you run out of wishes, but in a polite way, because Silver's not an ass.
She nods and she says, "Until you summon me again, Master." And she like does the little genie like nod and wiggles her nose, and she turns into a puff of gastral plasma and re-enters
So-
into the.
Is this
lamp.
supposed to be like Shantae plus Genie, but as a pony?
She is Panini.
I know, but
It's supposed to be a mix of the genies from Aladdin and from the old Leave It to Genie.
Right. This is supposed
Which
to be a spoof on all
Silver
of this, yep.
Silver is too young to know about, or Golden
The
is too
good
young
one.
to know about the other Leave It to Genie show.
Yeah, okay, all right. Is that the end of this scene?
That appears to be the end of the scene. As I just
Butters frowns
slowly
as
put
he's
this
still.
away.
Butters frowns as he's still trying to run around and collect all his now animated rubber chickens.
I will.
As soon as she
Go
goes
and help
back,
that.
right? As they all fall over, right? Bloop, bloop.
Okay.
Everything like Silver's massive, bulky form of all powerful shrinks back down to normal size. Right. Nothing
Oh,
stays
she
as it was.
did the buff thing from
Yeah.
a friend like me.
From the yep, make you
Uh,
all powerful. Yep.
a gigantic, really buff quadruped would be very creepy looking.
Butters, again, sighs as he removes everything and puts everything back into. He kind of stares at the lamp for a little bit, and then frowns and
Silver's
starts
also
walking.
staring at the lamp, and he's just incredibly confused. Just what in Tatris just happened?
Something to think about. That was your roll. You identified that.
That was my role.
Yep.
That was my day.
And you needed a natural 20 to succeed. Congratulations.
I needed a nat 20 to get that, and I got the nat 20.
Butters
And
is
I
going to
have-
start looking for some gum plants.
Excellent.
The
Go ahead
gum
and
free.
roll.
Or gum trees, I guess. They're gum trees. There should be plenty in this.
Butters about to become Luffy.
Yes. Go ahead and roll me a die 4. Fairly common. Gain 2 was a gun. What are you after exactly, specifically? You find the gum trees, right? I think they're called gum trees.
He's looking for the fruit of the gum tree.
Excellent. You find 2 fruits. Are they seeds? What would they be? I'm not sure what gum fruit look like.
Silver just kind of like whispers into the lamp, "I'm very sorry for making all these potions in this thing."
I think we see like
'Cause,
these
like,
lips
since I
come
got-
out, and you're like, "Don't worry about it."
Butters
Like,
starts
since I
laughing at this.
Since I got this lamp, I've been using it for alchemy shit.
Yeah, he's just been like using it as a blender. Just pour some stuff in, pour some more stuff, shake it up, see what pours out.
Blah blah blah. Never knowing that there was a genie inside. Shake, shake, shake. But don't forget, she had been in the ocean for a long time, so
She's been in the ocean for insert amount of thousands of years. Then she got used as a blender for insert amount of weeks. Then she got oil dumped in her. Not the best existence being a genie. Not the best. Like there's just a lot of Silver apologizing into the flask and just getting startled every time by a new reply.
don't worry about it.
It's just like the lips appear out of the freaking spout at the end. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
The lamp turns into a mouth. The mouth just appears in front
So
of my
the lamp
eyeball.
stays the same, right? To be clear, the lamp does not change. Even when it was on fire, even when you're doing stuff like that, the lamp does not change or alter any.
Oh, I think I've used heat for some of my potions too. I've boiled her. God, this poor genie.
Well, she has the ability to change universes. I don't think a little fire would do much.
Oh. I think we've done our daily actions, so I think it's nighttime.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Sleep.
Is that a 1?
17. We take
Oh, no,
those.
it's a 17. Okay. Nothing happens that night. What do you guys do the next day?
Habitation.
Go ahead and place yourselves.
11. We take those.
Yep.
Forward.
Excellent. What are you guys doing this day?
So it just kind of looks at the worm and just sort of looks at the lamp. Only have one way to fix her now. At least two.
Says, do you think a wish could save her? Think a wish could save Misty?
If worded right.
My mother?
And
If
Well, do it. Do it now. Make the wish.
oh god, oh
I mean,
god, oh
you're the
god.
one who you just
you literally just
yeah.
said we could save her now. Do it. The worm says, "Go ahead, do it. Do it now."
Yep, this is why we don't talk about these things in front of the children. We
In front of the
don't talk about
children.
this in front of the children.
He's like, "You can do it. You can save my mother. Do it now."
Is he puppy dogizing me? Is this gigantic worm puppy dogizing me?
He will attempt to. He will attempt to charm you. He will attempt to
If
charm you.
he-
Why not? He will attempt.
Do you want Butters to attempt to charm too? Because I'm pretty
Well,
sure Silver
he's-
can't resist
he's
Butter.
asking, right? He's asking.
I
Yeah.
actually I feel like I have a downgrade because puppy dog eyes is bull crap.
Sure. I don't see why he wouldn't
Yeah,
be trying
fair.
to puppy eyes you.
Same roll. I'm good.
Yeah.
This is
So
why
it's
we
up to
don't
you,
talk
Silver.
about this in
It's
front
up
of the
to you.
children.
What do you want to do, Silver? You have but a genie in a request. What do you do? As
I
the Lindworm's like literally like,
think
we
on-
have the solution. Just do it now. You save my mother.
I
Because you literally brought that up. You literally
Yeah.
told that to him.
I will think on wording, just so nothing bad happens.
So just to be clear, it all depends on the roll, right? It's that DC
Yeah,
12.
but wording is
roll.
also important. Wording
So
is also
I'm
important.
not going to screw you
Well,
on wording. right?
It's not
Just
going to
be
be
clear.
as wording. It's more about the mind roll for this one.
So I as the DM, right? I'm telling you right now, that's more on the dice roll. So to be clear, I am on your side, right? By default, I will side with you. However, should you fail the mind roll, I'm definitely going to attempt to screw you guys over. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just that if I make it like
Pretty
very
clear.
specifically worded, it makes you have to think more to fuck us
No,
over.
I'm not
No,
going to do
he-
that. I'm not doing that.
No.
I'm not that type of DM.
Not doing that
Right.
this time.
So if you say no, even in the future, if you say I would like to save Misty from fire, right? And you rolled the DC of it, right? I will attempt to, by all means possible, save Misty from fire, right?
There's always just the cop
So,
out of spend.
I
three
mean,
tokens
make sure that
immediately.
your wording's clear, right? I want this, right? I wish for blank, right? I will attempt to follow it as precise as possible. However, should you fail, like again, the DC of it, then I will attempt to screw you over. So, to be clear, right? I'm not going to screw you over on wording, right?
Silver just kind of looks at Butters. We make an attempt.
Butter shrugs.
It
Damn
all
you.
comes down to that dice roll. So here we go. Are we doing this? Let me see here. Are we doing this?
We are making an attempt. 12.
All right. So we need the
We
scene.
made the attempt,
We need the scene.
and
Right?
it worked out.
What did you wish for, though? You didn't say what you wished for
Right.
before
What
you
was
rolled.
your wish? What was your wish? No, he doesn't have to reroll. That's a
I-
good roll.
Yeah, thank God.
No, I was just, he didn't say what it was, so I was wondering,
Yeah.
we need to
So
know what his wish
What
was.
is it that your wish was? Right. So we have the scene again where the genie appears before you. It says, "What is your command, my master?"
Butters waves in the background.
Title at all? I wish for Misty to be revived, healed of her ailments of life, and as she was before all the tragedy that fell this land. And her.
Basically, Silver Flare uses a max revive on Misty.
He wants to hit a hard reset on her.
Max revive and full restore. Here we go.
She nods in reply, and she says, "As you wish, my master." She nods and wiggles her nose, and erase your medallions from your inventory.
I be a side effect, but right side, this speeds up the campaign a little, sort of.
Well, now what do we do? That was our whole goal. Now we start making the house and the farm like we were asked to by Luna and Celestia.
Well,
And
there's always
Wait,
trying
guys,
to...
Wait.
Wait. That's when you notice all the fog on the island clears.
She died of a broken heart, just
Butters
dissolved into
looks
mist.
around. He looks down at the medallion being gone. And he starts looking for a place to light a fire.
There are several.
And he lights a fire and calls out into the flame for Firefox and Firekit.
Well, I'm not done yet, guys. I'm not done yet.
Okay. You finish your
Just
thing.
Sit patient. Sit patient. Sit patient.
Oh my. Oh god. This just sped us up by a lot.
A lot of things have just happened, by the way. Many things happened.
We've also low-key just, I think, killed whatever the spirit guy was supposed to be. Just low-key, he's just gone. She's just gone now. Just poof, gone. That reminds me, I don't need this song anymore.
In the distance, you see the volcanoes begin to erupt.
Oh.
In the north, you guys are currently right here. So I will show you guys the overland map once again as several events begin to trigger.
Yep. Things are about to get
We
real
in the
real
end game
fast.
now. We in the end game now. Oh god.
At least you have 3 more wishes.
We do indeed.
Might want to write that down somewhere that you have 3 wishes from the Ponini. And what your first wish was.
So what was your first wish again? To be clear, what was it? For her to be fully restored. Correct?
Yeah, for Misty to be fully restored as she was before all the tragedy befell her and Misty Island on fire.
She says,
Basically, just,
"It is done, Master. Misty is free from her icy prison. Her heart, spirit, and mind are all back together again. She is now free. As your command." And she bows to you. In the distance, you see volcanoes beginning to spew hot, fiery ash.
Is that the end?
That's
Can we do stuff
free.
now? Or you still got stuff going on?
I'm just telling you what currently is happening.
Butters.
In the distance, let me see.
Okay.
Let me see. Because you
Yep.
can now clearly see everything. You see the massive tree over here. It is now completely thawed and revived. You see what it used to be a village over here, right here. You also see the villages up here as well. Right up here. Actually, just get a realization of like everything that's here. You also notice this massive tower in the distance. You guys have seen this before. You also are aware of the Wheel of Pain. And that's when you notice like what appears to be some sort of smeltery or smithing or something over there in this general area. Volcanoes begin to spew forth its ash. She says,
and the
It is
loud
done,
clouds
Master.
over again.
nope. All the ash is currently going off the ocean.
Is that all?
Currently.
Butters
This
frantically.
is only 30 seconds. It
Butters-
literally like evaporates and
frantically starts lighting a fire nearby, and he calls out for Firefox and Fire Kit.
We are shifting back over to the swamp. So much stuff is happening right now.
Bunch of stuff is going to be happening now, yes.
Yeah. These things are going to be eventful. Very eventful.
Excellent. You light a fire and you call out and whisper into the fire pit. Go
yeah, into the
ahead and roll me a charm.
Oh yeah, I think I got that.
The crit.
I think they
That's
remember
great.
Butters.
Oh yeah. From the flames appears two creatures that you are very familiar with: Firefox and Fire Kit. I put the fire right here.
I think the pony is gone as I put the lamp back in my saddlebag. Just a lot of things just happened at once. This is
Yeah, you also notice, Silver, that Butters was frantically, like he's clearly in a hurry to get this to meet with Firefox and Fire Kit.
The two appear before you. And they look at the lindworm and they're like, ah! Lindworm! They're like, whoa, what's happened to the lindworm? It's changed.
He
they're all like
starts,
surprised. right?
snapping his hoof, like trying to get their attention, get their focus on.
Does the lindworm get fixed by at all? Because he was missing his spirit, whatever.
No.
Shit.
We need to go see Misty. Anyways, he gets the attention of Firefox and Fire. He just says, Misty is awake and healed.
What have you done?
Butters points at Silver.
Well, it turns and
No
looks at you and
DNA
says,
thing.
Misty's in the 5th level of the Tower of Fire.
Wait, hold on. What level was the demon in,
The 4th.
Lucan?
The 4th. And he says, you fools. Fire no longer loves Misty. He got rid of his love for her a long time ago. That's what fuels his
Nice.
army. He will now destroy her.
Butters motions for Silver and motions like he's picking something up and then rubbing on it really fast.
Yep, lamp.
Excellent.
Get Misty
The
out of
genie
that.
appears before you and says, what is it
Get her
that
out
you
of that.
wish, my master?
Get her out.
No, bring her here. Bring her here. Ask for her
Bring
to
her
join
here.
us.
Bring Misty here.
Roll the mind.
She's in trouble. Rolling mind. Oh, Loudy. This was...
I think I want
not
to
good.
spend 3 tokens of friendship for it to
I'm
auto.
spending tokens. Yeah.
Okay, you're spending 3
Let
tokens.
let Butters spend 3 tokens for it to auto succeed.
Excellent.
That's
He like snaps his hooves. He just tries to focus your mind as you're just freaking out about what's happened.
Oh God. Oh celestials. Get her here. She is in trouble.
All right. Give me a second. You summon Misty to you.
He
Meanwhile,
turns
Firefox
to
and Farrakhan are very confused.
Fire Kit. Tell the elk and sheep, Fire will be marching to war. We go as well.
Oops.
Wait, if... things are getting cold. Oh boy. Things are...
He motions for Fire Kit
God.
to quickly go into the fire.
Wait. What did you tell him to say?
To
Give me a second
basically
here,
tell
guys.
our
Lots of stuff's
allies that stuff is happening. Tell our allies that to expect fire and to fight with us against that Misty is revived. before they get snuffed out by Misty's ice.
Yeah, just get them out of here.
So
die.
before any of that happens, Misty appears before you guys. From
I
literally
think
being
these two are
attacked.
gonna be, like, very confused.
From literally being assaulted by
are
fire
very
and his many
confused with the
troops
genie.
and his 5th level of power, right? He's definitely... she appears before you in her aura of cold. Need everybody roll me body. As
I'm
she's just
still
do
wearing
we
the
have
wool. Am I
upgrades from
good
the
with the
wool?
wool?
fighting with
We
fire
have upgrades from the
to
wool.
switched over.
Do we have upgrades from the wool?
Yes, you do, because wool is a resistance to cold and fire. Yep. Everybody roll me buddy.
That's a
Butters
natural
is
one.
fine. Silver, you are turned into a block of ice.
Shit.
Give me a second here, guys.
This is not what I had planned. Help! 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 Wait, I'm still next to some fire. Maybe that'll do something.
Okay,
Oh,
let's
God.
see here. Firefox needs to
She's
roll body.
put out the fire, probably.
Yeah, that fire is put out.
It's going to be terrible if
Firefox
they
is
get
fine.
snuffed. If we summon them and then
just
we
poop
instantly
them in
snuff
here.
them.
Let's just die.
Fire kits. Oh shit. Yeah. Fire kit instantly gets snuffed out. Fire's gone. Butters, you're fine. Go ahead and roll for pastel.
Just roll for everyone, because everyone's in just this burst. This is poorly planned.
Okay. Okay.
That's
Okay. Oh, well, there you go.
At least he's just frozen solid.
that
Yeah,
next
that's
a
true.
natural one.
I'll have a D20. It's a natural one.
The natural one. A lot of natural ones.
Genie's fine. Worm needs to roll. Worm's fine.
Worm's used to it. And you said, yep, Pisub was unaffected by the cold.
That's correct. And
Hey,
so is the
the
worm.
worm's
The
probably
worm's
fine, I
not
think.
affected by it as well. I don't know why I rolled that.
Silver's
It's
just like
getting
frozen
body
in
rolls.
place and just sort of. This is not what I had planned. Somebody help.
Oh, hold on. This has all happened within 10
Just like
seconds. We haven't had any time to
like,
This
talk
has all
or
happened
do
within 30
anything or move.
seconds.
We need to
It's
get
under
Firefox
10.
out and telling all the allies of Misty.
I need you guys to roll me a luck roll.
D100.
Yep, D100. Okay.
33 sputters and a 91 for me. Hopefully, high roll is good.
Okay. Misty automatically shuts off the aura as she realizes what's happening. As she sees the Ponini. She also sees her children, in very much different forms now. It is still frigid. Just her presence alone freezes the area around her. Everything is snuffed out.
I'm a
slow
statue.
fires.
Somebody help.
Yep. And take double damage. Fire kit disappears. Okay. All right. Yep.
Butters starts trying to light
Genie.
another fire.
The genie nods her head and she says, "Your wish is your command." You realize, like, her aura, right? Her mist and her hair is like whipping back and forth
So notice that
as the
Steve
wind
is
just like
gone.
Yep.
freezes. her
Butters, when
I'm-
he sees Misty, he waves at her, and then he goes back to frantically trying to light a fire.
Yes, she does realize that it's you,
I'm-
Butters. How does she view you?
I'm gonna
I need you
look
to
at the
roll
genie and
me
just like with a frozen beak, just go.
charm, Butters.
Not a wish, but can you get me out?
She recognizes you, despite her being frozen in the last 1,000 years.
I mean, we did have
she
a fairly
recognizes
long
you.
conversation. We had
She
some
does
deep
recognize
moments in the mindscape.
She does recognize you. And that's when she deactivates all of her magic, and everything returns to somewhat normal.
Butters, again, tries to light a fire frantically.
Okay.
So am I not
you
frozen
light
anymore?
a fire.
He looks.
Give me a second. You failed, right? Did you critically fail?
I got a natural 1.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a d20. Take 9 points of stamina damage as you thaw out. And who else
Whoa!
failed? Philneck needs
Yes,
to roll me a
cold.
d20 as you thaw out too.
Ooh!
And
16.
Fiddleneck slowly collapses.
Yep. The cold really seeped into him. What else happens?
Once the fire is lit, Butters looks to Firefox. He says, "Tell the elk and the sheep that fire is coming and Misty is revived. Tell all others who are against fire." And he points to the fire for Firefox to go.
Roll me a charm.
This is gonna end well.
I will spend a token of friendship to reroll.
Sure. Okay. Get wrecked.
These one-ups
Um,
every time. If only there was Stout Heart for charm.
There
If only
was.
there was Stout Heart.
The
But
spirit
Spirit's
was.
now part of Misty.
Yeah. He turns and looks at you and says, "This was not part of the plan or bargain. You never told me that you were attempting to free Misty." I think he scowls at Misty. He says, "You are the cause of all this." I think that's where, we see in the background, a big volcanic eruption, right? And he turns and looks at you, Butters, and he says, "Now nothing will hold fire back." And that's where we're going to end this episode. The genie, still looking at Silver, nods her head and
It just vanishes into my flask, which I just sort of stare at. And I just sort of put it into my saddlebag and just... This is fine intensifies. Silver right now is just, this is fine. Except instead of fire, everywhere's just ice everywhere.
See you folks in the next episode. Bye.